Maryville hockey starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center, site of tonight's ACHA Division I women's action between the Arizona State Sun Devils and your Maryville Saints. I'm Todd Panula alongside Andrew Marsh. Well, Marshy, we've got an excellent matchup between these two teams. Record-wise, they come in fairly similar. 10 wins on the year for Arizona State, but 13 for Maryville, and they've won 3 in a row.
Yeah, absolutely, and Caitlin Cadrain on the back end, in between the pipes tonight. The Saints looking to her in order to get this win. Of course, they know how to put the puck in the back of the net as well. Yeah,
Cadrain coming off a shutout last night, and there were plenty of goals scored by Maryville as well. 7-0, they beat Arizona State to get themselves in a position to potentially sweep this 2-game series.
Yeah, it should be a fun game tonight. We're looking forward to it as the teams are getting ready to go. So, Todd, I'm excited. We had a lot of hockey this weekend. The men's just won. We'll see if the women's can do the same.
Well, we'll take a quick break for your national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the puck drop. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
Victory isn't simply won. It takes prep. It takes discipline. It takes practice. You lay the groundwork. You build. But you don't build alone. In the end, victory isn't given. It isn't earned. You don't ask for it. You take it. And you play for keeps.
It's been weeks, at least this moment's a peace. A treat for the freaks, defeating the beast. It's been weeks, at least this moment's a peace. Increase the heat. I wanna watch it burn.
Welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we get set for ACHA action between the Arizona State Sun Devils and your Maryville Saints. Wanted to let you know about a little bit of a change-up in what we had projected as our starters. It is going to be Sawyer Duncan in between the pipes instead of Caitlin Cadrain. So, Marshall, a little bit of an interesting decision. A lot of times you'll see coaches go with the goaltender that got a shutout in 2 games in a row, but instead he's changing it up.
Yeah, and Sawyer Duncan is very capable of doing the same exact thing. We've seen her between the pipes multiple times in her tenure here at Maryville, so we know exactly what she brings between the pipes. At the end of the day, you see a team like Arizona State, you see how things went last night. Maybe you want to get your other goaltenders some reps in as well. So we'll see how that fares for Maryville tonight.
And definitely playing the schedule as well, because this is the 3rd out of 4 games that the Saints will be playing. They will be playing again tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 against UMass Amherst. But right now it's between the Saints and the Sun Devils. 15 seconds in, and they scrum for the puck along the near side boards. Rutherford comes away with it. She's got St. Louis in front of her, but she'll just dump it in, and both teams are going to do at least a partial change. A full change coming for Maryville as they have the puck inside the zone. Here's Johnson. Her shot was blocked, and it goes over the goal. Loose change picked up by Sydney Poisson. Sun Devils scrape it off the wall and look to send it up ice. Stretch pass from Gerwitz finds Callhammer. She sweeps it in. Poisson will chase it down, but it's picked up by Coons. Poisson makes a steal, gives it right back in the corner. Flipped over here to the near side. Johnson cut it off. Sun Devils work it up the near side. Pitchforked up through the middle. Arizona State unable to set things up on the offensive end. Back out into the neutral zone. Sidestepping the poke check was Cladson. Shot on, but over the goal. They dig in for it along the near side corner. Filtered through to the far side. Brooks trying to stretch it out. That's too far behind O'Leary. Could be an icing, and it will be with 18-13 left to go here in the first.
Yeah, one thing I'm seeing so far, you mentioned the Saints having 3 games this weekend. I'm seeing a lot of short shifts to start off this first period, Todd.
Yeah, Coach Lang definitely trying to keep the players fresh. Saints have won 3 in a row. They beat Lindenwood to end the first semester after a rather disastrous November. But they've turned things around here in the month of January with a win over Michigan State back on Thursday and then defeating Arizona State 7-0 last night. Looking to keep the momentum going here. They're in their defensive zone, although O'Leary clears it down. They're going to wave off icing despite the fact it went across all the lines. Sun Devils unable to escape their zone over on the far side. Puck's a little bit of a hot potato here in the early going. Neither side doing much with possession. Sun Devils on the near boards. Reversing is Lutch. Gave it away as O'Brien was right there. Cooper was spun around. Putnam comes up from the blue line to keep it alive. Argyropoulos with a slap shot, glove save, and the rebound was covered.
Yeah, that puck squeaked loose. First real attempt from any team, for both teams so far in this game. Like you mentioned, the puck bouncing. We saw a lot of that in the men's game. Not sure if that's the fresh ice surface. We've noticed so far this semester that there's been sticky ice after the Zamboni has finished.
Especially in some of these 8 o'clock games. I guess when it's generally the last game played after an entire day, sometimes the ice isn't as crisp as you might like. Rutherford's shot was off a shin pad, ends up back over here towards the near wall. A lot of scrums here in the first 3 minutes and change. Rink wide pass found nobody. St. Louis comes in. Brooks is there, but it's poke check. Gerwit's slap shot ends up over everything. And it ended up in the net, but they're going to say no goal because it was with a high stick.
Yeah, Brooks was right in front of the net. Great hand-eye coordination, but unfortunately you can't have your stick above the goalpost. Can't have it above your shoulders.
We saw a high stick goal disallowed in the men's game earlier, but this one was an even easier call because the goaltender was reaching up way over her head, and then all of a sudden the puck wasn't there. Johnson forces a stick save with the shot from the right boards.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy call when you see the Maryville bench not even really get up because everyone knows in the building that it's not a goal.
That's why you got to celebrate anyway. You got to force the referee to think about it.
Just sell it.
Arizona State trying to get something going on the offensive end. No goals scored yesterday. Gallhammer tried to give it over towards Poisson. She was upended. The deflection off the defender negates an icing call. Little over 4 minutes played here in the period, and a giveaway. Up below the goal line again. St. Louis hands it off. Brooks back to St. Louis. Caught up in the skates. Dawson comes up. Her shot was deflected by Johnson. Easy save for the goaltender.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the chances the Saints have had. Only a few shots on net, but if they can keep that sustained pressure in the offensive zone, those chances will come more often than not. And hopefully you hope that one of those shots on net ends up going in the back of the net.
Callhammer from the near side corner after the Saints pushed it forward on a face-off win. Poisson is sandwiched between two defenders. Callhammer tried to put it into the mixer, but again, too many Sun Devils in the vicinity. Here's Callhammer, back to McGowan. A deflection in front by Poisson, and it ended up going off the goaltender. Arizona State stretching it out. That was too hot to handle. Dawson is back. Happy birthday to her. She would like to get a goal here to celebrate. 13:40 left to go here in the first. McGowan, who has 2 goals in the last couple games. She heads to the bench as the Saints are trying to get some fresh legs in the offensive zone. Arizona State sent it up the wall, chopped up into the air, glove down. Fleming sends it up. Now Arizona State will get their own line change going. Gerwitz was looking for O'Leary. That wasn't on target. Lutch sends it into the offensive zone, but only briefly. Gerwitz brings it back out. A little bit of space here on the near wing. Nobody in front, though, so that's an easy stop. And we'll have a face-off inside the Arizona State zone.
Yeah, that's a heads-up play by Emma Gerwitz just to put it softly off the wall, go back, or go down the ice, track that puck, and just get a shot. Nothing too crazy on target, and you get an offensive zone face-off.
The scrum in front, the clock never stopped, so I mean we lost about 10 seconds this time around.
We're making up for the men's game, which they let the clock run for what seemed about 5 seconds in that first period.
Arizona State will come out with it. Being the team ahead, they're not going to complain too much about the lost time. A little bit of a chip shot, ends up leaving the zone. Arizona State steals it right from Manu Calsol. Brooks is back in her own zone. Cross ice to Furbit, plays it off the wall, stretching it out for Rutherford, who dusts it off and puts it in. Good forecheck from Brooks. Furbit with a slap shot, looking for a deflection in front. It came, but off of defensive stick. Furbit tried to push it down to Rutherford in the corner. Puck was fluttering, ends up in the crease, and another cover by the goaltender.
So far, Maryville has had a few shots from the point that have ricocheted either off a body or off a stick. I feel like this is one of those games where if you're not really finding your rhythm offensively, just throw the puck at the net. Anything can happen. We've already seen 2 deflections, one on net, one that went in the back of the net. Unfortunately, it was a high stick. But nevertheless, just throw pucks on net from the point, and perhaps one will end up in the Sun Devils' net.
Gerwitz goes to the left. So a hooking call against Arizona State. Didn't even notice that. Johnson from the angle, she scores! You don't normally expect to score from there, but Maddie Johnson puts it upper 90, and we've got a power play goal to tie things up.
Yeah, huge response for the Saints after giving up that first goal. They come back on the power play quickly, make it a 1-1 game. A nice shot from Johnson. And like I said, just throw the puck on net. Sometimes when you shoot and it goes high, it goes in the net, Todd. We call that top shelf.
Her mama hides the cookies.
Speaking of cookies, I believe it's about that time for Girl Scout cookies. As John Butchiegrass says, Thin Mints, loves the Thin Mints. I will end up getting a box or 2 myself.
Now see, to me the cookies make sense. There's a sportscaster in St. Louis, though, that used to say, where Mama hides the peanut butter. And my contention was always like, why are you hiding the peanut butter?
Yeah, I don't like that at all, actually. And why is the peanut butter, as we'll get a call here, why is the peanut butter on the top shelf? You need the peanut butter readily available for PB&J. Maybe you want to put some peanut butter on a banana, whatever your favorite thing is. Just don't put it up top.
Yeah, I never understood it, didn't like it, but I wasn't in a position to question it. So
No.
Maryville with a power play goal. Arizona State with a chance to answer after the interference called against Haley Putnam. Arizona State working the puck around the perimeter, and now they get it down low in behind the cage. Little pop pass was too hot to handle for Murray. Stepping up to keep it alive is McKenna. There's Murphy. A shot. Takes a couple deflection and ends up wide. Maryville will clear it up, but not out. Good hold in by Murphy. Murphy steps up. Straight away. The shot comes. McKenna's drive was partially blocked and ended up in behind. Saints don't clear the zone, but Arizona State does for them. 65 seconds left in the power play. Murphy from the angle, fanned on the shot, and this time Maryville clears it cleanly. Arizona State tried to come up the middle. Good pressure coming from Callhammer. Johnson makes the steal. Johnson's goal is her 4th in the last 2 games after she had a hat trick last night. Or yesterday afternoon, I should say. Drop pass. Shot wasn't available as Pladson came up towards the circle. Drags it all the way into the corner. Maryville will clear just a little bit over the blue line, but that's allowing them to get at least one player fresh on the ice. Almost springing a shorthanded break for Rutherford. Rutherford is spun around, no penalty coming. 1 second left, and now we're back to 5-on-5. Brooks heads up ice, and now it's a 3-on-1, but the pass was out of the reach of Rutherford. Almost caught Arizona State in a line change. St. Louis doing a good job to dig in along the corner boards. Now it's Rutherford and Brooks in there, as well as 2 Sun Devils. St. Louis waiting for that puck to come loose. It does, but it's tied up again. McGowan gets it at the point. A little bit of a rainbow shot. Difficult to handle for the goaltender. She sticks it away, and it ends up in the Sun Devils bench with 9:05 to go.
Yeah, good job killing that penalty. Getting bodies in the lane, sticks in the lane, not allowing for real good opportunity from the blue line. And then, of course, Arizona State helping you out as well, not being able to keep the puck in a few times.
Sun Devils going with a little bit of a late change, getting away with it, although they had about 8 or 9 players on the ice, so somebody had to leave. A trickler over here towards the near side. Fanning initially, and then Fleming kind of scraped it over the blue line. Dawson goes back. She's got pressure coming from Paige Ring in behind her. Again, a scrum along the near side boards. O'Leary goes towards center, knocked out of midair by Gillings. Sun Devils have it. Gillings trying to put on some forechecking pressure. Fleming had her zone entry thwarted. Furbett is back for the Saints. Bangs it up the near side. O'Leary runs into pressure as Murphy is there. O'Leary gives her a little bit of a push. Furbett stepped up, didn't get the puck. Now it's a 2-on-1. Murphy centers, and there was just off the stick of Kelsel. Good defensive play to get just a piece. Off the skates of Poisson. Out for Callhammer. Taken back the other way as Radcliffe sends it up the wall, but not into the zone. Here's Johnson with a long shot right into the chest of the goaltender.
So another 2-on-1 opportunity for Arizona State. Once again, some Saint players just caught up in the neutral zone. They'll have to limit those opportunities. Yesterday, Arizona State not being able to generate much offense on the score sheet, but they're getting their opportunities tonight.
Sliding one through the neutral zone, trying to catch up to it is Craig. Peels back away from pressure, puts it in towards the slot, bouncing puck handled by the defense initially, and then the shot scrapes off the side of the goal. 7:20 left to go here in the first period. Craig kind of methodically coming through the zone. Saints will bounce one out. Lush almost left the puck right there on the doorstep for Maryville to pick up. A lot of back and forth play in the neutral zone here in the first period. Arizona State comes into the offensive zone. Numbers don't favor them, but they push towards goal. Good poke check there from Dawson. Skates it up or off wing. Bounces one through the middle. Too far out of the reach for Cooper. McGowan steps up to keep it in the zone. O'Brien swept it over towards the far corner, but nobody there for Maryville. Dawson slaps it towards goal. That one hit something on the way through, fooled the goaltender a little bit, but ended up wide of the target. 6 minutes left to go here in the first. 1-1 is your score. Paulson and Johnson are your goal scorers. Brooks comes fresh off the bench. Her shot popped up into the air, but a glove save made.
Saints are throwing a lot of pucks towards the net. And like I said earlier, Todd, it seems like they're hitting off sticks, they're bouncing pucks.
Yeah, from the Arizona State perspective, that makes sense. They probably told them, let's get more sticks in the lanes, not allowed so many chances after you give up 7 goals, but it's been interesting to see how much it's gone both ways. Looking for the centering pass for St. Louis, but again, Arizona State has been reasonably well positioned defensively so far here in the first period. Brooks was as much trying to hold her position on the ice as she was the puck. Almost upended. Skating back with it is Platson. Avoids the forechecking pressure coming from Brennan. High off the window. Glove down by Gerwitz, but it ends up in the Arizona State bench again.
I know that one went out of play, but like you mentioned earlier, Maryville doing a good job at keeping the puck in the zone. Their defense staying strong on the blue line, making sure that they get another opportunity to work down in the offensive zone. We'll see if that will translate to a goal here.
Lavelle lost it at center ice. Gillings tried to put it into the zone, actually hit her own teammate. Gerwitz is back at center ice. Backhands one out into the offensive zone, but again, not for long. There's not a whole lot of space available for either team in the early portion of this contest. Gerwitz back at her own blue line, up through the middle. As we talked about in the men's game, that was a little bit of a hopeful pass. Callhammer comes in, shot ends up wide. Not a bad idea to put it on goal, though, because if that's on target, it might have scored. Goaltender didn't look too comfortable going after that with the glove. Spinning away is Radcliffe. Far side it goes for Bridle. Good poke check made by McGowan. Saints will just dump it in to complete a line change. Under 4 minutes to go in the opening frame. Off a skate. That allows Maryville to get a little deeper into the zone. Cooper back into the corner. Strong pass for Agaropoulos, looking for O'Brien in front. Sun Devils flop one out. That hits the linesman, comes right down to Dawson. Agaropoulos comes back in. Just outside the slot, shot off a glove of a defender. McGowan steps up. Didn't know where the puck went, but she holds it in. Gervais looking to come up through the middle. Nice little move to get herself some space. Saucer pass was handled by Ketchum, but then she was spun around. Drop pass from Ring. Onto the half wall. Gervais. Puck bouncing around. Finally, Duncan just kind of poke checked it away. 2:35 to go here in the first. Rutherford comes up. St. Louis on her left, but she'll dump it in. And as you talked about, Marshy trying to keep the line changes quick and the shifts short. Furbit from her defensive side of the neutral zone flips one in. It's off a defender, so no icing. Brennan made a steal. Backhanded chance was denied. Gilling sends it back. Furbit sends it cross ice. Kelsel's shot is denied by a defender. From the half wall, Gillings, poke checked. She has to retreat. It's a foot race between Furbit and Paulson. Furbit's reach won the day. But now back the other way, the Arizona State puts it across, and they almost connected. Great chance on the backdoor play, but just out of the reach. Puck is flipped up into the air just a couple inches above the glass, so we'll have a stoppage with 91 seconds left in the first.
Yeah, the Saints were going for a line change right there. That's what led to that opportunity for the Sun Devils. I want to bring it back to the offensive zone for Maryville. Yes, they've been keeping pucks alive. Even if the puck does come out of the zone, they throw it right back in. And over time, that's going to wear down the Sun Devils.
Long shot from Coons, ended up trickling towards the goal. Duncan just kind of jabbed it away. Sidney Poisson with speed, but 1-on-5. Now 2-on-5 as Johnson comes into the offensive zone. Sun Devils work it through the middle, now over to the right wing. Pushed in by Benson.
1 minute to play in the first period.
Our very own Chuck Kraus telling us there's 1 minute left to go in the period.
What would we do without him?
He's everywhere. He's either doing PA or running intermission games. Occasionally he'll join us in the booth when it suits him.
We're always on Chuck Kraus time.
Interception made by Martin, but then she was twisted around. Arizona State goes back to their own blue line. O'Brien pops it back in, tries to chase it down. 22 seconds left in the period. Sun Devils get it out into the neutral zone, and now it's a foot race. Duncan awkwardly jabs that one over to the corner as Fleming was coming in. 8 seconds left. Gerwitz has it tied up pretty good, although the Sun Devils are able to pop it loose. Almost created a backhand chance, but it all ends up for naught. Both teams get a goal. Paulson struck first for Arizona State. Johnson evened it up. And we are tied 1 apiece heading into the intermission. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk things over in our intermission report. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
college hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSC, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSC, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSC, where we treat you right, you'll see.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
college hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
LOUFUSZ, where we treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSZ, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSZ, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSZ, where we treat you right, you'll see.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center in our Lou Fuse intermission report. Todd Panula alongside Andrew Marsh. Well, Marsh, we had both teams get a goal.
Yeah.
Obviously, Arizona State striking first. Didn't take too much longer, though, for Maryville to answer with a power play goal.
Yeah, that was a big power play goal because, like last night or yesterday, you go up, you win 7-0, and then really right into the game, like first shot of the game for Arizona State, it goes in the back of the net. So then you're thinking, oh my goodness, like we got to get back to our game, what we did the previous day. And then they respond on the power play very quickly too. So you get yourself back in that game. They've had most of the chances, the majority of the chances have come from the Saints. They've done a great job at keeping the puck inside Arizona State territory. And as the game progresses, those players will end up getting tired because of the amount of time they're spending in their own zone.
Do you think that's kind of the focus for Maryville going into the second period? Because there was a little bit of a slog there in the first with back and forth in the neutral zone. But as you mentioned, they were able to kind of tire them out a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the game plan moving forward. I don't know if you specifically draw that up because there were times where Arizona State sort of shot themselves in the foot trying to get the puck out of the zone. They'd miss a pass. Maybe a pass would go in the skates or – I mean, we saw one time it hit off the linesman. That's the kind of luck that they have right now, and that's the kind of luck that Maryville has right now on their side. So just use that moving forward in the next 40 minutes of hockey and continue to press inside the offensive zone. And after that, you'll end up with the victory if you can put the puck in the back of the net, which I think they can. They showed that yesterday, so I think they can get it done tonight.
Saints definitely capable of putting the puck back in the back of the net, so we'll see whether or not they can do it here in the middle frame, which is coming up. We'll have the second period on the puck drop in just about 3 minutes. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to be.
Set to drop the puck on the second period, and we're underway between the Arizona State Sun Devils and your Maryville Saints. 1-1 after the first period. Rutherford comes up with the puck from the far side corner, jabs it off the end wall to herself. Brooks had her pocket picked, and the Sun Devils send it up the window. Putnam stepped up but came up empty and trying to glove it down. Picking it off the wall is Martin. Carries it into the corner where she's pushed up against the glass. Rutherford sends it off the far wall and is continued on by Brooks, but that, I was going to say that should result in an icing, but they wave it off.
You know, she turned the opposite direction. She could have turned inside towards the bench to play that. Instead, she ended up electing to towards the middle of the ice, which then resulted in what would have been an icing. But had she simply just turned towards the puck, she could have easily grabbed it. And that's exactly what the linesman saw as well.
They don't call you the best analyst in the business for nothing.
Well, I don't think they call me that at all, but I appreciate the compliment, Todd.
19:16 to go here in the second. Off the wall, Paige Ring plays it off the Dashers. Radcliffe tried to continue it on. Maryville knocked it down for a moment, but now that's going to lead you a little bit of space here for Fleming. She fans on the shot. It ends up just sliding in behind the net. There's a Good opportunity there for Arizona State, but the puck just kind of slid away from the heel of the stick of Fleming. Back and forth they go, zone to zone. Furbit at her own blue line. Plays it off the window by the penalty boxes as this puck trickles into the zone. 95 seconds into the second period. Peeling away is Sam Murphy. Up through the middle. Arizona State going to change their lines as it comes over here towards the near corner. Kelsel finds Gillings as they go tic-tac-toe, and then it explodes off the stick of O'Leary. O'Leary almost made the steal, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
And dancing, as I've been told.
I'll have to take your word on that.
I wouldn't.
O'Leary makes the steal along the near side circle. Didn't get a shot off as her stick pinned down by a defenseman that was prone on the ice. Kelsel steps up. 17:30 to go here in the middle frame. Exit pass was too far behind Bridle, but Kelsel awkwardly stepped up, missed the puck. That allows the Sun Devils to get into the zone. Argyropoulos left it. In comes Cooper. Challenges the defender. Circles on around, and the pass goes all the way back out to the point. Putnam with a wrister, looking for a deflection, found it. A rebound chance, and that is stopped by Quinn Edinger. A little over 3 minutes played. The Saints get the best look of the period thus far. Gerwitz is all the way back in her own zone, tried to play it high off the glass, but Lavelle was able to glove it down. A little bit of a collision here along the corner. Putnam went down. Centering feed, backhand chance, sticked away by Duncan. Clearance was out of the reach of St. Louis, so the Sun Devils hold the zone. Another little bump play coming from Putnam as she digs in along the corner boards. Also putting a stick in there is Gerwitz. Saints still unable to clear it. 3-on-2 advantage along the boards. That means there's open space somewhere. The Saints find it with the puck, but not possession. Stretching it out through the middle. Even with Rutherford's speed, she's not going to outrun the defender. Saints do have some fresh players out on the ice as they got on a line change. Good work by Rutherford to at least tie things up. 15:45 to go here in the second. Up the far side is Mia Gervais. Slides it through the middle. Coach Hogan sees fit to block my viewpoint.
I don't know who he thinks he is.
See,
who is that? Oh, that's the...
Thinks he owns this place or something.
Yeah, who is... Oh, it's John Hogan.
Back towards the point. Shot in from McKenna. Ends up wide as it goes off a stick. Another good zone hold in by Radcliffe. Shot in, was turned away by Duncan. Saints get it up to the attacking zone. Except for that one chance by Maryville. It's been a little bit more Arizona State here in this second period.
That right there, a wholesale change. Heads up, you get that puck in. Quick line change.
Arizona State comes right back at it, though. Twisted around as Murphy gained the zone. Pitchforked ahead by Kelsel. O'Leary was spun around. Puck bouncing around on end. Sun Devils will hold it into the high slot. Shot onto the blocker side, and it misses. Duncan was able to turn it away at the near side post. Gillings couldn't get it off the wall. Now she's bumped from behind as Craig puts on the pressure. Both teams jousting along the boards. A chance towards goal for Pladson. That ends up wide. Duncan may have gotten the tip of her stick onto it. Centering pass was looking for Pladson, but it was too far behind her. Sun Devils are buzzing, though. Only 2 shots on goal so far in the period, but they've had some good looks. And another misstep, this time by Dawson, as she came up empty-handed. Coming over to make the save was Gerwitz.
Yeah, great play by Emma Gerwitz to get back into position, get a stick on that puck, and eliminate that opportunity for Arizona State.
Coons hits the brakes and looks up ice. Up through the middle, out of the reach of everybody. Putnam kind of fans on it. Did end up in the zone. Delayed offsides allowed Arizona State to send it back over. Coons has O'Brien right in her grill. Archodropoulos makes the steal. Gerwitz steps up from the blue line as well. Coons is surrounded by Maryville Saints. O'Brien blows a tire, trying to get back to her feet. Pop shot doesn't clear the zone. Glove down by Gerwitz. Arizona State touched it, so that negates any kind of hand pass. A little bit of a weak shot from the near side, but it does gain an offensive zone draw.
So a few opportunities for Arizona State. After that first goal, Sawyer Duncan looks very calm in net, playing very sound between the pipes. Just steering things, steering pucks to the corner, and not allowing Arizona State really to get any offensive zone face-offs, much like Maryville has here in this one.
Back to the left point, Putnam's shot. Nobody got a touch on it through, so it ended up off the right toe of the goaltender. Edinger making another stop, trying to go point to point. Gerwitz had to step up to keep that alive. Gets it down low to Rutherford. She's upended. Penalty coming. Centering pass doesn't find Brooks. She's trying to muscle off the defender to keep it alive. It didn't look like Arizona State got clean possession, but they're going to say they touched it long enough, so it'll be a tripping call to send Maryville back to the power play.
And they've already capitalized once so far tonight. Another great opportunity for the Saints to take the lead. Yesterday's game, I keep saying last night, Todd. Yesterday, 7-0, you feel comfortable, obviously. This game much tighter than what yesterday's game looked like, so a power play goal here would be massive for the Saints.
Duncan came out to play that after the Arizona State clearance. So the Saints power play looked pretty good. They scored a goal pretty early on their first chance. Right now they're struggling to even get possession, let alone have an opportunity to set it up in the zone. Finally, here comes Maddie Johnson. Her shot was blocked. Bounds over towards the far corner. Fanning on the clearance, though, was Paulson. Gerwitz holds it in. Poisson gets it down low. Brennan puts it out front, and that splits everybody. Gerwitz will head up the middle. Almost ran into a couple of her own teammates as they were doing a crisscross right in front of the own net. Rutherford takes it back from Brooks. The return pass was too hot, and that's an easy clearance for Arizona State again. 65 seconds gone in the power play. And this heavy pressure from the Arizona State penalty kill is really kind of throwing Maryville off track. Saints again look to come up through the middle, and then a defensive stick disrupted the clearance from Dawson. Ketchum from the far side, shorthanded chance, score! What a deflection in front as it's finished off by Paige Ring.
So the Saints, they set things up in their own zone. They had the wingers swing wide, but by the time that they were to receive the pass, they were already up by the blue line skating forward. That one hit off of the stick. They're caught in the neutral zone. The defense makes a move, plays it to the far side of the ice, and then you have Ring driving to the net. Just put the stick on the ice, right off the stick, above the shoulder of Sawyer Duncan, and that's how you get a shorthanded goal.
Now Gurwitz gives it away at the blue line again. Backhanded into the zone. Ring run back at it. Had her pocket picked, and Callhammer heads the other way. Fleming will send it down the ice. Arizona State is still shorthanded, so no icing here. Gurwitz up the middle, going to skate it up herself. Callhammer trying to run a little bit of interference. Gurwitz finds some space, gets it all the way below the goal line. Lost control of it. Arizona State sends it up the zone, but not out. Too strong for Callhammer along the boards. Sidney Poisson leaves it for Johnson. Backhand chance. Defender got a piece of it. They hack and whack at it. Dawson steps up, and it's jabbed around her. McGowan sees it pop over her head. Now another shorthanded chance. We are back to 5-on-5, so that would have been an even strength goal had one happened. Brooks gets it into the zone. Here's Argyropoulos. Defender came across and made the play. Dawson has it go over a glove again. Chance to put it towards goal. Duncan makes a save. Rebound chance turned away. It's loose out in front. Duncan is got a defender on her. They finally blow the play down with 9:07 to go here in the period.
That puck was right outside front of the net. No one there except for Maryville to at least attempt to get it out of the zone. Luckily, we get the whistle because Sawyer Duncan was nowhere near being in position to make a stop if the puck was thrown on net. One thing Maryville has been doing is getting caught inside the neutral zone, whether that's trying to step up and keep plays alive, but it's leading to some odd man rushes.
And some of them have been unfortunate to where the puck will take a deflection, but other ones are just mistimed. Arizona State looking the better orchestrated of the two teams through the midway point of this contest thus far. They've had the lead twice. We'll see whether or not Maryville can tie it up twice. Long shot covered up by Duncan, so we'll have a face-off inside the Maryville zone with 8:27 to go here in the second.
It seems like the ice is tilted to this side that Maryville is defending from. We saw that in the first period. Maryville was the one that was getting a lot of opportunities, keeping pucks in, and now Arizona State is getting their chances here in the second.
Jabbed up the ice, out of the reach of Gillings. Up through the middle, O'Leary 1-on-2, crosses the blue line on the attack, hard off the far wall. Brennan catches up to it, but again, a defensive stick comes in. Here's Gillings from the hash marks. Gurwitz with a shot. They almost got a deflection onto it. Brennan was right there, but a good save made by Edinger.
Yeah, nice shot, good movement to get that shot off. Just need some bodies in front for a deflection or at least a screen. But nevertheless, moving the puck around, doing a good job at finding the lane. And that's the thing, you go down by one, you just want to get shots, get something to the net. Good things will happen.
They work it down towards the goal line. Brennan is pushed off the puck as Pladsen had position. O'Leary is on it again. Brennan tried to tap it back to her. Martin sends it up to center ice, but the Saints recollect. Brennan tried to go with the cross corner dump, but there was a defender right in her way. Hurwitz has it jabbed past her. Gillings comes back. Putnam is there for support, but Gillings is going to skate it up. Gains the red line and dumps it in right into the possession of a defender. In behind the net, Johnson reaches out. Gets a shoulder check for her troubles. Johnson down to one knee. Arizona State able to pick the puck out of there. McGowan is back, trying to avoid a little bit of a slash. And then the exit pass was deflected. Murphy sends it in. McGowan catches up to it for Maryville, but gives it away. Here's Murphy carrying it on around. Centering pass. Good defense there by Dawson to tie up her opponent. Saints rolling a partial line change here. 6:30 to go in the period. Nifty pass through the legs, and now it's a 2-on-1. Arizona State looking for the centering pass. Dawson gets a piece of it, and then a chip shot ends up off the blocker of Duncan, who's in the net again.
Another odd man rush for Arizona State. This time, Saints get caught at the Sun Devil blue line, but a great defensive stick. Usually defense will either try and get that stick down or maybe slide. We've seen that many times.
So they were going to say that Duncan was run into intentionally, so the faceoff came in the neutral zone. My mind went blank there for a second. 6:05 left to go here in the period. Centering pass finds nobody in white. Stepping up is Furbit, chops it down low towards the corner, out of the reach of Brooks. He tries to spike it out of there. Furbit steps up again, shot in. That one's knocked away by the defense. Kelsel just flings it in as it ends up behind the net. Rutherford couldn't catch up to it. St. Louis does make a steal, though, and then it's given right back. Tapped through the neutral zone, eventually onto the stick of Gervais. She finds her teammate over on the far side. It's tapped into the zone as the Sun Devils changing their lines. Both teams doing their best to not get caught with the long change here in the second period. Shots are 16-14. Maryville still on top in that category, but they trail in the scoreboard. Gerwitz taps it up the wall. Brendan comes in, and O'Leary was offside with 4:59 to go in the period. So Maryville was a little bit disjointed in the first, but they managed to get the tying goal on the power play. They failed to score in the power play thus far in the second period, and they've continued to look just a little bit off. Dawson slams it off the wall. Arizona State comes out with numbers. Kelso steps up, doesn't get the puck. From the near circle, a high shot off the stick of Mesenbrink. Ends up going off the window. Callhammer over skates as she lost it near the blue line. Kelso heads on back. Sweeps it over here towards the near side. Poisson almost ran into pressure as Pladson had stepped up from the blue line. Pladson and Poisson dueling for the puck. Closing in on 4:20 left to go here in the second. Kelso was thinking about heading off on a change. She looks a little bit winded, but Arizona State coming in. Dawson has to disrupt that pass. Rink wide it goes, too strong for Johnson. She is able to jab it in, but heads off on the bench. Saints were doing a good job in the first period of keeping their line shifts short. They've been caught out on the ice a little bit more here. Fans here on the near side wanted a penalty as Cooper was put into the far side wall. Nothing coming from the official on this time. They stretch it out to St. Louis to the backhand. Forces it over to Argyropoulos. Return pass. The shot in, and that one's put away. Gerwitz flings it back around. Argyropoulos from the corner. Good stick handling initially from St. Louis as she's able to get it over towards the near side half wall. Back into the corner. Gerwitz steps up. Tried to leave it for Rutherford. Gerwitz going to take the wrist shot. Goaltender fought that one off. Saints keep it alive. It's bouncing around, and it's covered up by Edinger.
Saints showing pressure here late in the second period. Take that momentum. Maybe you get a goal here at the back half of the second period, or you just take that momentum into the third. Regroup during intermission, but have that same mindset. Walks in deep, getting shots from the point, getting bodies in front. They had a nice 2-on-1 opportunity. St. Louis unable to connect on the backhand. A nice pad save, but it's things like that.
Brooks from the corner. Just can't seem to find that final touch on these passes here, especially in the second period. Brooks kicks it to Rutherford. Calling for it at the point was Dawson, but Rutherford dusted it off and never really got too much done with it. Furbick goes back. She's got Ketchum right in her back pocket. Ketchum makes a steal. To the point for McKenna. Going down low with it. Craig pushes it past Dawson. Craig is still on the puck. A lot of reaching going on now defensively for Maryville. Rutherford able to take the body. Puck squirts loose. Now centering pass, score! Maryville once again getting a little bit caught flat-footed defensively. Arizona State was able to work it loose into the slot, and it's Mesenbrink to make it 3-1.
Yeah, that's just a great job at protecting the puck down below the dots. Mesenbrink right out front, not covered. Gets the shot off, and it's 3-1. And so perhaps Maryville took their opponent too lightly tonight after the win yesterday. They'll still have a little over 20 minutes to get back into this one.
Gillings has it pilfered at the red line. Arizona State goes over to the far side. Back and forth it goes inside the officials' semicircle. 1:40 left to go here in the period. Near side, Gillings up through the middle. Brennan, space not available. A shot right into a defensive stick. Fleming comes up on her off wing, drop pass, finds Ring. She's already got a goal. That was the go-ahead goal to make it 2-1. Now it's 3-1 after Mesenbrink scored at 17:49. Puck pops loose at the side of the crease. Duncan reaches out and covers it up.
It seems like the team speed so far tonight is in favor of Arizona State. They're quicker on those loose pucks. They're able to drive wide. That could be the difference in tonight's game, is who has their legs at the end of this one. That's why I said it was so important for Maryville to keep hemming Arizona State in the zone. Nice stop by Duncan, but just to hem them into the zone so they lose some of that speed late in the game. They have not done that here in the second period like they did in the first, and you're seeing Arizona State go the other way and do it to Maryville.
So you maybe think that bus legs came into play in that Friday game, but wasn't necessarily too much of an excuse, because I was talking to Coach Lang before the game, and he said Arizona State came in on Wednesday, so they've been in town for quite a while, so it was just kind of an underperformance for them. Seeing a little bit more of what they're capable of here tonight, but so far through almost 40 minutes, it hasn't been Maryville's style of play. Cooper carries around, runs right into the stick of Coombs. Set high up the boards, not out yet. Gerwitz flings it back behind the net. 16 seconds left. Arizona State flips it up into the Maryville bench, and will get a face-off inside the zone with 10.3 seconds left.
Definitely a second period that Maryville, I don't want to necessarily say they want to forget, but this, like you said, Todd, is not their game. They need to get back to their game. We saw a little bit of that in the first period. We saw spurts of it here in the second. but they're going to have to dig deep down 2 heading into the third period.
They dig and scrape at it, but nothing is accomplished there in the last 10 seconds. So we head to the intermission with Arizona State scoring 2 unanswered goals here in the second and having a 3-1 lead. We'll talk about it in our intermission report coming up in just a bit. Don't go too far. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life in Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way, or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
Comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a warrior.
There's a whole lot of wonder in the little word, why. It's uncovering how things work, what things are. Why is endless. Why is ageless, and it's for everyone to explore. At the St. Louis Science Center, the wonder of why is why we exist. We create it inside our building and in our community. Why is where wonder begins, and the St. Louis Science Center brings it to life. Come visit.
unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way, or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center in your second intermission report. Well, Marshy, obviously based on the scoreline there, the second period didn't really go to plan according to the Maryville planning.
No, not at all. Yeah, those plans, throw them out the window heading into the third period. A 1-1 game heading into that second period. And Maryville, for the most part, had a lot of time and possession in that first period. It was not that way in the second period. Arizona State was the dominant team in the second frame, and it shows. They had the most of the opportunities, and they buried them. A few too many odd man rushes, passes in the skates, passes too far out front. Now, the Saints did have a few chances in that second period, but a couple big stops for Arizona State.
Yeah, the shot totals really kind of flip-flopped. It was 11-6 in favor of Maryville in the first period, 11-8 in favor of Arizona State in the second period. Now, overall, Maryville still leading the shot totals overall, but when you allow 2 goals and you're getting outshot in the second period, you kind of dug yourself a little bit of a hole for the third.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to get shots on net from the point, get bodies in front of the net. It seems like right now they're having opportunities, but they're not getting anything past the netminder who's making some good stops. So you need to get one of those funky goals to get back into this game, essentially. Now, the first goal by Matty Johnson was spectacular. That was a great shot, great goal, but you're not always going to score that way. So get those greasy goals, the ones right in front of the net, and just pluck your way back into this game.
And it feels like that's going to be the way that Maryville's going to have to do it, because we've seen teams kind of lay in the weeds and come out and strong in the third period, but right now it almost looks like you can kind of tell Maryville's playing their third game in as many days.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why I talk about having your legs and wanting to pin the other team in the zone. That way you're not skating down back and forth down the ice and then you're stuck in your own zone for a while. You want to keep the other team inside their zone, wear them down. They did not keep that up in the second period, and it showed on the scoreboard.
Well, we'll see what the Saints have in store for us in the third period. They need at least 2 goals just to tie it, and then potentially a third to win it in regulation, and that's assuming that they don't allow a goal as well. We'll be back with your third period puck drop right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
It's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. You know, I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. You know, I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
To get more out of your engine, demand more from what you put into it. Go the distance with Schaefer Racing. Supreme 7000 Synthetic Plus Racing Oil. Penetro 90. Molly Ultra Grease. Schaefer, the choice of home track heroes.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate.
Well, the Saints bench is sure fired up as we get ready to start the third period. We'll see whether or not that translates into the play on the ice as the Sun Devils win the third period draw, and they open up with possession. "15 seconds into the third period. Saints trail by 2. You have to figure that they're going to look to try to get an early one to get themselves into position to tie it up late. And a goaltender struggled to find a handle on a shot from the near side circle, but Ederner was able to keep it out. Kelso activates up onto the forward side of things. Now it's St. Louis and Gerwitz back to defend. Arizona State loses it at the red line. Rutherford is back with Gerwitz. Up to Brooks at the red line, and she scoops it in. Just about a minute played here in the third period. Arizona State fans on the initial clearance. That's intercepted by Callhammer on the second attempt. Poisson's shot is blocked. And now we get a whistle and a stoppage with 18:54 to go.
For a hand pass?
That's the only thing I can think it could have been.
There were no other Saints in the area, though, and I believe Arizona State touched the puck, unless I have a terrible memory, which I do. I didn't see another Saint
and the
in the
face-off
vicinity.
stayed inside the zone. It would have come out if it was a hand pass. So I'm confused. There's Callhammer one-on-one with the defender, goes to the forehand, shoots, blocker's side, and it's off the shoulder. Puck bounces back out in front. But it's Platson to come up with it. Rink wide it goes. Rolls off the stick of Paulson. Arizona State needs to be careful. They've got players coming off the bench. Gillings with the steal, comes in with Brennan. Miscommunication, though, as I think Brennan actually kind of pushed that forward away from Gillings. Penalty upcoming, so Maryville will go to the power play. They could still score and give themselves a man advantage, but they don't even get a shot off. So we will see what Maryville can do on their third power play of the evening. They are 1 for 2. A shot to the blocker's side by Johnson, ends up turned away. So tripping was the call, as it's Hannah Coombs in the box. Maryville sends a shot off the back window. Gerwitz couldn't quite get that one away. Brennan has it punched down. Callhammer from the half wall, straightaway point to Gerwitz. Callhammer again, deflected shot, ends up turned away by Edinger. Callhammer gets it again. Saints looking much more comfortable this power play around and go with a high shot. It bounces back out in front. They hack at it, trying to jab it past the skate.
Oh, the
Goaltender-
puck was loose. It's in the skate. Find the puck, ref.
Seemed like he was in a good position to see that that was loose, but
not good enough, Todd.
It gives the goaltender the benefit of the doubt. If
I can
was in
see
that,
it from up here, Todd. Come on.
If I was in that spot as a goaltender, I would love that whistle, but otherwise, yeah, it came a little early. Dawson gets it back. Wanted to take the shot, just no shooting lane available. The elects not to this time around either. San Luis to Dawson. She'll take a wrister. That was blocked on the way through. 45 seconds left in the power play. Rutherford comes back with it. Gets it back from Dawson as they play catch. Dawson's shot was blocked. She holds it in. Here's Rutherford. Her shot is deflected up into the air off the backboards. Brooks comes over to help out. Clears it away from the skates. Brooks into the high slot, now to the near circle. Shot was blocked again. Right now, Arizona State has 2 defenders around every puck carrier, and that's with Maryville on the power play. 10 seconds left in the man advantage, so that's pretty much going to go by the wayside. Maryville will fall to 1 for 3 with the player advantage, and now they've given it away in behind the net. Arizona State returns the favor. 2 on 3. As Callhammer comes into the zone, avoids the poke check, shrugs off the slash, leaves it behind the net. Poisson put it into the middle, nobody there. Gerwitz's shots off a skate. Knocked down by Radcliffe. Gerwitz with a shot, stick save. Poisson puts it back towards the middle, and the net is knocked loose. Goaltender was pushed out of position. Now we get some pushing and shoving. Goaltender Quinn Edinger got mixed up in there.
I believe she was trying to tell her teammate to get out of the scrum. That way there were no penalties called after the whistle. Knowing the situation, your team's up by 2, so a heads up by the netminder to be aware of that. You don't want to send Maryville back on the power play. They have capitalized already tonight, 0 for 2 in their last 2 attempts. However, they did get some good looks, even though they didn't score.
5 shots on goal, and we haven't played 5 minutes here in the third period. But the score remains 3-1. Callhammer from her off wing just has to bang it off the dashers. Reverse pass finds a player over on the near side as Gervais goes to the far corner. McGowan catches up to it in behind her own net. Pushes it up the near side wall, and Argyropoulos is spun around. Sun Devils come in, 2 on 4, still get the pass across, and then a shot had to be faced by Duncan. There was a little bit of space on that right-hand shoulder as well. Coons with the puck. Tried a centering pass. Maryville fans here in attendance getting a little bit nervous now, as Arizona State still looking like the better of the 2 teams. Sydney Paulson has her pocket picked. Dawson comes in, and then the pass towards the middle was knocked down. Awkward collision between Rutherford and Murphy. Puck regained by Maryville as they carry it into the corner, but too early of a pass from Brooks put it right into the defender. Furbit with a slap shot. Brooks was causing a screen in front, but it never got its way through. Furbit with another slap shot. There was a stick in the lane, but it ended up ramping the puck wide.
That's exactly what I was talking about during the intermission. Look at those 2 bodies in front.
Brooks has to duck to miss the shot from Furbit, as it was wild this time. Manu Kelsall gives it over to Furbit. She steps up, and then it just wouldn't settle down for her to get a good clean shot off. She'll take a slapper again, a bouncer, the rebound, and it's a pad save. Great chance there for Sarah Brooks, perhaps the best of the period for Maryville, as they continue to funnel pucks towards the net. Furbit doing her best Al McInnes impersonation, but Maryville still comes up empty. The Saints get a little bit of a benefit of the doubt on the icing call there, so we'll get a stoppage with 13:08 to go here in the third.
Todd, sometimes you just run into a hot goaltender making some great saves, but there's still a lot of time left here. 13:08 remaining in the third period. We've seen the Saints starting to just throw pucks on net, and they're getting their chances.
Erwitz fires a shot. Another stick save is made. Bridle just pushes it up the ice, gets it into the offensive zone. Saints are back, but Bridle pins it up against the wall. She had a player settling up at the midpoint. Duncan had to make a save from the shot on the far side. Gilling's got a touch to it, so no icing. Radcliffe is back for Arizona State as they struggle to find the handle. Gillings just blasts it in. Saints will get a line change here. 7.5 gone in the period. Callhammer spinning away as she couldn't bring it into the zone with Johnson on a delayed offside. Off the skates of Poisson as she spun around. Dawson is back in her own zone. Tried to go up the left wing. Puck fluttering through the neutral zone. Arizona State more than content just to kind of step up from their defensive position and deny any kind of entry passes right now. Sun Devils come out, and they'll just push it wide of the goal as they go for a change. McGowan gives it away. Dawson is there to pick up the loose change. Callhammer from the near wing just slides it up the near side wall. And Now it seems almost more like a mental fatigue as opposed to a physical one for the Saints. O'Brien ran out of room as she was stepped up to at the blue line. Now a chance to put it towards goal. Blocker save is made on St. Louis. Cooper is upended. The fans want to call. It's interesting that that puck looked like it was covered up a long time ago, and yet we got a long period in between the whistle. Whereas the one that actually had a loose puck, the referee blew it dead fairly early.
Yeah, things getting a little chippy here in the third period.
Tommy Lang wondering why there wasn't a penalty called as Cooper was upended right in front of the net. But we're going to stay 5-on-5. 11-13 left to go here in the third. Saints down by 2. Rutherford wins the faceoff. They get it back to Furbett. It goes between the wickets. Now it's a foot race, and Arizona State is going to win it. They try to sweep it across the ice. Nothing doing there as Maryville got back. Brooks chips it in, chases it down, slows it up along the half wall. Jabbed forward by St. Louis. Arizona State comes out with it. Up through the middle. Now gliding over towards the near side is Murphy. Plays it off the wall to herself. Shot to the blocker side. Punched away by Duncan. Gillings gives a little bit of a whack. As Bridle stepped out to the blue line. Gerwitz is taken out from behind. Duncan makes the save. The referee needs to get a little bit of control of this one. The Arizona State player that was coming out of the offensive zone purposely made contact with Emma Gerwitz, who didn't know she was there. Gerwitz comes into the offensive zone. Slap shot is blocked to the far side corner. Pladsen comes back, flings it up the far side wall. Johnson steps up, takes out Pladsen.
Now there's a call.
Maryville will touch it and will get a penalty. And it's going to be a roughing call.
And you can hear the Boo Birds here at the rink from the Maryville faithful. Understandable if you want to call that, but you know, on the other end, like you said, Emma Gerwitz gets knocked down, doesn't know what's coming. No call on that one, so you'd like to at least see both calls being made if they are going to be called. And if you're not going to call them, then just don't call them. Be consistent with what you're doing out there as a referee.
Now from straight away, the puck trickles through on the second attempt. Net is dislodged.
Yeah, things are getting physical here, and it's because the referees are they're not controlling this game.
Yeah, the Arizona State player stood up. I believe that's Sammy Lush, and went after Putnam, actually pushed her own player to get out of the way. Arizona State opened their own penalty box.
I mean, if she thinks that she got a penalty, she can head to the sin bin.
That's the strangest thing I've seen in a while. Yeah, Arizona State was about to put themselves 4-on-4. They intercept the puck, shot up high, and caught Duncan on the shoulder. Sun Devils keep it alive.
The way this game has been playing, this is a huge penalty kill for Maryville. Not only to keep it a 2-goal game, but grab some momentum and use that tenacity that they've been playing with, and hopefully you can produce offensively.
Murphy trying to battle with it, and Brooks got just enough of a push to push it over the line, so it'll be an offside call with 9 minutes left to go here in the third period. Sun Devils were trying to stretch it out. It's intercepted. Here's Rutherford trying to muscle off Martin. She was able to cycle it down in behind the net. 60 seconds left in the power play as Arizona State comes over on the right wing. Stick lifted by Brennan, so Ketchum had to slow it up from just south of the hash marks. Maryville cannot clear. Kicking and jabbing at it just north of the Maryville bench. Platson gets it all the way into the slot. Oh. A shot went off the crossbar. Duncan didn't know where it was. Comes over here towards the near side half wall. A shot off a body and into the far side corner. 20 seconds left in the power play. It's about a half a second between the clock and the power play clock. Looking for a deflection on the far side. Ring was set up. Callhammer guides it down the ice, so that will kill off this penalty. Arizona State, despite having a 2-goal lead, is 0 for 2 on the power play, but they do have a shorthanded goal. And that one looms large because even if Maryville scores, they are going to still be down by 1. Deflection negates an icing call. 17:15 to go here in the period. Hops over the stick of O'Brien. Stepping up now is Gervais. Gerwitz jabs it back over into the corner. In behind the net, Putnam had to get rid of that puck because Arizona State looked like they were going to go headhunting. Johnson pushes it up the near side wall. 3-on-2 attack for the Saints. Johnson brings it in. The shot in. The rebound is loose. The defender cleared it. Johnson keeps it alive. Sydney Poisson is on it. Sweeps it back to Johnson, but she overskated from the far corner. Johnson is bumped from behind. Back towards the point. Rink wide pass looking for McGowan. She jabs at it, but comes up empty-handed. Now the Sun Devils come up with numbers. They're going to peel back. The shot goes off the cuff of the glove and into the corner. Dawson gets slowed up just a bit as the puck slid away from her. Out of the stick of Mesenbrink. She backhands it into the near side corner. Coons tried to step up. Does St. Louis have the wheels? She probably did, but Platson stepped up and got some of the puck. Here's St. Louis. Bumped off just enough. Platson has it poked loose just for a moment. Off the shin pad of Putnam. Rutherford guided it right back into the Arizona State player. Gerwitz will bang it in. Coach Lang is changing his lines. 5:35 to go here in the period. The more time that ticks off this clock, the more you're going to have to sandwich the goals in short order.
Tale of two different games, that's for sure. Saints still have another game this weekend, Todd.
UMass Amherst is the opponent tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. That's just about when you were used to waking up.
Well, depends on the day, of course.
Depends on what you did the night before, maybe.
Absolutely.
Back in our own zone.
You know. It's Sunday. I'm up and at 'em. We got football going on.
Yeah, that's true. Gillings did her best to make herself a nuisance, but couldn't come up with the puck. Under 5 minutes to go. Saints need to find something here. And Arizona State clogging up the middle a lot. Now O'Leary goes down in a heap. Going to get a penalty. And it's going to be a penalty. It looked like he said hooking, and it is going to be a hooking call. So Maryville will head to its 4th power play, and they need to get their power play percentage back up to 50% within this game just to give themselves a chance late in the contest.
Yeah, definitely a must-have power play right here. Need this because if you don't connect on this power play, then you're looking at 2:48 trying to get 2 goals in that amount of time. Not saying it can't be done, but you definitely give yourself a little bit more breathing room if you can finish out the final, give or take 3 minutes, depends on, if let's just say when they score here, gives yourself a little bit of some breathing room to try and get that tying goal. So need one here on the power play.
Gerwitz straight away, far side for Poisson. They go down low to Brennan. Callhammer was driving towards the net, but the pass never came. Brennan from the corner. Gerwitz just outside the circle, takes a shot. That was blocked. Brennan keeps it alive at least for now. Callhammer spins and shoots. Goaltender has it. Finally, we get a whistle on the cover. 4:28 to go in the period. 1:40 left in the power play.
Well, the way that puck ricocheted after the first shot attempt, I thought that Arizona State would have cleared, so a good job by Maryville keeping that play alive. I know they didn't score, but they get an offensive zone face-off and a timeout here to draw something up and try and get one in the back of the net. 4:28, like you said, Todd, remaining here in the third period. They're out shooting Arizona State, but Arizona State has had, in what I would say, too many odd man breaks. That led to the second goal of the game.
And they've been a lot of, even the saves that Duncan has made, there's been a lot of awkward saves to where a lot of the shots are popping up high, catching her across the shoulder. But right now, Maryville's got to kind of focus on the offensive end. Still plenty of time left up on this power play, but you have to kind of feel if they don't score on this one that the game isn't over, but it's starting to slip away.
For sure, for sure. Like I said, you give yourself a little bit more breathing room if you can get one here with the man advantage. I mean, you got to give credit, though, to Ettinger, who's played a fantastic game. Other than that shot from Maddie Johnson in the first period, not much you can do with that one. Other than that, she's made some terrific stops tonight and has put her team in position to win this game.
Saints have pulled their goaltender. Duncan is on the bench. It's a 6-on-4 power play. Unfortunately, they will not have Colleen O'Leary as she headed off to the locker room. Rutherford juking and jiving along the goal line, and then the pass back out towards Gerwitz was knocked down. She's got to have the speed. She will, but she's going to have somebody in her back pocket as she goes in behind the goal. It's jabbed away from Gerwitz. Johnson is back to help her out. Rink wide it goes. Sydney Poisson goes boards to boards as it comes to Anna Callhammer. She'll slow it up along the half wall. Hands it off to Johnson. Comes right into a defensive stick. Johnson tries to backhand it up over the glove hand, and that was not quite there. 3:40 left to go in the period. 50 seconds left in the power play. Sun Devils are going to clear it, and it trickles underneath Dawson. Backhand chance off the side of the goal. Maryville's still alive, at least for now. They're trying to get it out of the zone, and here's Furbit. 30 seconds left in the power play. Furbit has it poke checked away, and Arizona State will clear it out to center again.
Wow, Arizona State could have put this game away. We'll see if it comes back to bite them.
Brooks enters the zone, drops it off.
Sawyer Duncan back in the net right now.
O'Brien had the puck over to Gillings. Now it's a 5-on-4 power play. It's the Saints rolled the dice and rolled snake eyes almost. They are still alive, still down by 2. 5-on-5 action now with 2:40 left to go in the period. O'Brien rolls it in behind the goal to Gillings. She's tied up. Arizona State more than content just to keep this puck along the wall. Sun Devils have it, up by 2. A little bit of a steal from Gillings. She spins around Pladsen. Comes back up through the middle. Johnson makes the steal. Johnson comes in from the circle, shoots it off the left skate of a defender. Johnson on the wraparound attempt, ran out of space, trying to keep this one alive.
Yeah, that looked like a slash.
Saints are now 1 for 3 on the power play.
At this point, you're down by 2. If you have the puck inside the offensive zone, you need to hold that blue line because time is ticking down. You need as many chances as you can.
Rutherford was coming through the middle, but Callhammer needed to get off to the bench, so she just guides it into the zone. 90 seconds left in the third period. McGowan trying to catch up to this one. Getting to it first is Tristan Craig. With each second that ticks off the clock, it's looking more and more like it's going to be the first loss of 2024 for the Saints. Closing in on the final minute. Brooks lifts the stick, but Fleming will not be outdone. Out to center it comes, but Brooks has it 1-on-4, off a skate, and then poke checked away. Saints are trying to change their lines. McGowan is exhausted. Gerwitz comes out. Dawson is there as well. Saints give it away, though. Got to have possession here. Final 35 seconds. Icing will be the call.
So Sawyer Duncan, as a 6-on-4, they had a 6-on-4, but as that penalty was slowly expiring, she went back out onto the ice. How often do you see that when the puck is in the offensive zone where the goaltender will head back onto the ice? I don't know if I've ever seen that. Now, I've seen goalies skate to the bench and then realize that the puck was turned over, and then they'll skate back and dive or whatever they got to do to try and make a stop, but I've never seen the goalie actually hop back on the ice.
So I like the decision. I mean,
yeah,
we've kind of complained about it in some of the men's games to where they don't pull the goaltender at all. At least Coach Lang seed what he could try to accomplish, but yeah, you don't pull the goaltender again because of the whole goal differential thing that plays into the rankings eventually.
I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I think it's so dumb.
I fully agree. I'm the one that says you need to go for the win, but I understand playing the percentages as well.
But I mean, why not just we'll talk about it later.
For tonight, it was the Sun Devils' night. They avenge a 7-0 loss last night. They play a much better defensive game. Only the 1 goal allowed, and it was that shorthanded goal by Ring that ends up being the difference in this one. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll give you our final thoughts and wrap up the evening. It's a 3-1 Arizona State win as Maryville falls for the first time in 2024. This is Saints Hockey.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
Home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
us when we run into adversity.
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times
and the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
We know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
And welcome back for the final time to the Maryville University Hockey Center. Todd Panula alongside Andrew Marsh. Well, Marshy, it didn't end up the Saints' night here tonight. Arizona State, they came out with a purpose. They wanted to get at least one win here during this Midwest trip to kind of prove that their record isn't necessarily fool's gold.
Yeah, absolutely, and they started off real nice. They got the first goal of the game. Maryville then responded on the power play, but after that it seemed like it was Arizona State the rest of the game. Starting with that second period, they had all the pressure in the offensive zone. They carried that into the third period. Now, Maryville did get some chances in that third period. They just couldn't capitalize, and sometimes that happens. You go up against a good goaltender who's just on that night, and unfortunately the Saints ran into that.
So the Sun Devils, I was talking to some people before the game. They're an up-and-coming team, much the way the Saints have been in years past. Now all of a sudden Maryville's kind of seen as one of the upper echelon teams, but the Sun Devils came in with a game plan, didn't get it implemented last night. They lose 7-0, but they were focused here tonight. And as I mentioned just moments ago, wanting to prove that their record, they came in 10-3. Their only losses had been to Maryville and then one other loss. So thus far, they were kind of trying to prove themselves, I guess, because given their conference, they don't have a lot of games other than this week stretch to where they could really kind of play against the upper teams. And this win at least shows that maybe they belong in the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge win for them. You know, you're going from the Arizona State where it's probably not 0 degrees outside. You come to the Midwest, kind of one of those road trips where you're like, man, you know, the dead of winter, you're really just trying to get your body going, and they came out flat. They came out flat in the first game, and that was not the case tonight. They had a ton of team speed, a lot of team speed. They were the ones winning those loose puck battles. They were the ones that were getting pucks to the net. They didn't even outshoot the Saints. They didn't. The Saints outshot them by 10 shots. However, they had most of the opportunities. They had all, if not most, of the odd man rushes. I kept saying that during the broadcast, but that goes a long way. When you're turning the puck over inside the neutral zone at either blue line, things will end up going bad for you, and that's exactly what happened tonight for Maryville. Arizona State capitalized on it, and that's why the record is what it is right now.
So flipping things back to the Maryville side, they looked a little bit physically fatigued. That sort of kind of bled into mental fatigue.
Right.
But as we mentioned, they still have a game tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And it's an afternoon game, so you don't even get the full 20 hours or so off before the next game. So how do they mentally reset so quickly?
Well, honestly, I think you look at this game, and if I'm one of the players, I'm thinking to myself, wow, you know, this game was in reach. We shouldn't have lost this game. We proved the night before that we were the better team. So I'm eager to get back out onto the ice. I know that the body might be sore. It's going to be tough to recover in such a short time frame. But if you're an athlete, you want to get back out there and you want to compete. And I think that's exactly the right mind frame that this team will have moving forward going into tomorrow's game.
So we don't know for sure, but you have to figure the way that Coach Lang has kind of flip-flopped his goaltenders that we will probably see Caitlin Cadrain tomorrow, although this game really isn't on Sawyer Duncan's shoulders either.
Not at all. I thought she played well. Like she did her job. The second goal, what happened? It goes right off the stick and right over her shoulder. What are you supposed to do about that one? There was a player out front that wasn't covered, so that's an uncontested shot, and it goes in the back of the net. Now maybe the first one, a 2-on-1 again, maybe you make that stop. It goes low blocker, and it makes it a 1-0 game. But for the most part, Sawyer Duncan did her job and kept this one close.
So not too much in the difference. A 3-1 loss here tonight for the first loss of 2024 for the Saints. A 7-0 win and a 4-1 come-from-behind win against Michigan State prior to that. So we'll see how the Saints wrap up this 4-game set come tomorrow afternoon. We hope that you will join us then. For everybody here at the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, for Eric Skelton running things behind the scenes, for Andrew Marsh, I've been Todd Panula. Have a great night, everyone.
Maryville Saints Hockey Network thanks you for watching this presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.